Today we're playing Football Manager with my favourite team, Lincoln City. And the challenge is we have to beat one of the following three teams: Grimsby, Scunthorpe and Boston. Now ordinarily this would be a walk in the park for Lincoln, as Grimsby find themselves in League 2, Scunthorpe in the National League and Boston in the National League North. The issue is all of my players are tiny. They're the smallest they can be in Football Manager. Every single one of them is 4'11". Now the challenge is we have to win just one of these games, which ordinarily would be okay, but at 4'11", we're going to be so susceptible to set pieces. It's going to be so difficult. Now, if we win one of these games, I am safe. But if we cannot win any of them, I have to buy a Grimsby, a Scunthorpe and a Boston shirt. Which is not just painful for me to wear as a Lincoln fan, but also painful for my bank account with those three clubs. So we're playing a fairly narrow formation where we pass the ball around on the floor and try and avoid it going up in the air, where we're never going to win any headers. First up, we've got Grimsby, and already you can see just how small our players look next to those Grimsby players walking out the I mean, look at them. I mean, this is just silly, isn't it? So first highlight of the game then, and it looks like we're doing okay, as we are playing the ball along the floor until Hopper puts it up in the air. Why? I specifically request we keep the ball on the floor. Do not put it in the air. You are never going to win any headers, lads. Keep it on the floor. That's how we win these games. Okay, well that one was in the air, but it was quite good. And now we've got another chance. And again, we're trying some crosses and headers, and Joe Walsh has scored! No, how? What? We're winning! And we've actually done it by not keeping the ball on the floor. Like Sanders puts a cross over the top of the Grimsby defence. Tash and Oakley Booth wins a header. I mean, no one was near him to mark him, to be fair, so it's not like he was under pressure or anything like that. But he's won the header comfortably, and we've scored a goal. We're also absolutely dominating the game, by the way. I've just seen the match stats, and Grimsby are yet to have a single shot in this game. This is easy. This is going to be so easy for us to get ourselves a big win here today, as we do just about clear our lines properly there. Sent long towards Scully, no one marking him. Through to Hopper. Hopper is through, and Hopper rounds the keeper, gets the goal. Oh, this is easy. Grimsby cannot beat a team of toddlers. Well, I guess they're fairly big toddlers who are quite good at football, but still, you know, 4'11", they should be dominating. Now, to keep up with all of these goals going in, I've downloaded the One Football app, the best football app out there to keep up to date with all the latest football news, scores and updates from around the world. Follow your favourite teams and get push notifications sent straight through to your phone when anything happens in a match, and you can now even watch live games on the app as well. You can download the One Football app for absolutely free from the top line of the description, and doing so really helps me and the channel out. Well, there's another highlight starting a moment later as Amos gets the ball in the middle, and this is where they're going to... Did Joe Walsh just win that in the air? Who is this player? Orsi. I mean, okay, he has just... Okay, well, but this guy's 6'2", and I just want to say in the build-up to that goal, he was out-headed by Joe Walsh, who is literally 4'11". There is a 6-point difference in jumping reach, but I still think someone who's 6'2" with 7 jumping reach should be able to outjump someone who's 4'11" with 13 jumping reach. Either way, at half-time, winning 2-1, it is not bad at all. I really think we're going to go on to get ourselves a decent result here, and the challenge to win just one game, well, I think we might be on to doing it already in this first match, as Sanders puts a corner into the middle, and Montsma wins it in the air. How are these guys winning headers? Sanders' free kick, back of the net. Beautifully done. Okay, well, I think we have to change this up a little bit. I think if we lose any of these games now, if we lose to Scunthorpe or Boston, I have to buy their kit. Because right now, this game against Grimsby is far too easy. It's far too easy. 28 shots to 6, 8 on target to 2 on target, a 3xG to a 0.62. I mean, this is just easy. 3-1 winners. That's, beautiful. So like I said, the rules have changed. If we lose to Scunthorpe or Boston, we have to buy their shirts. If we win it, we're fine, but if we lose, we have to buy the shirt. Now, Scunthorpe are a bit of a bigger team than Grimsby as far as I'm aware, and you can kind of see the difference in the players. We look a lot smaller this game compared to the Grimsby players. And can we grab a goal here inside the first 60 seconds of this game as Jackson finds the ball to Sorensen, Sorensen to Mandroy, into Kendall, Kendall into Tash and Oakley Booth, who puts it wide. But despite the early miss, I back the boys. I think they're going to get a really good result here today, especially if Rowan can put a great ball into the middle or get challenged and win a penalty. I don't know why I said penalty. It was way outside the area. I meant to say red card. Is this a red card for Scunthorpe? It is! Oh, beautiful. You can't ask for a better start than that. Well, you could actually. You could have some goals, couldn't you? Which we haven't yet scored 25 minutes into this game. But we might have a chance now with Sorensen's corner whipped into the middle. Jackson rises like a salmon, somehow beating everyone in the air for that one. The Scunthorpe players just didn't jump for whatever reason. And yet we've had another chance to score with a header. How are we doing this? Marcus Dewhurst in goal for Scunthorpe. He was once a Football Manager wonder kid. I'm sure will do very well for them this season in real life as they look to get back promoted at the first time of asking into League 2 once again following relegation from last season. But I don't think they've had a great start to the season, so I think Scunthorpe will find it very, very tough, particularly when Tashin Oakley-Booth can score past them being just 4'11". I think he might be offside. Is it going to VAR? Has it been allowed? I think it has been allowed. It has. You love to see it. Come on, I really do not want to buy a Scunthorpe shirt. Scunthorpe, their kit's just not nice. I've never liked their kits, really. Scunthorpe have never had good ones, in my opinion, as Adam Jackson scores a goal from a header, from a corner. What a man. I mean, as an aside, this is really suggesting that jumping reach is so important. Like, a lot more important than I thought it was going to be. You see, I was always under the impression that in Football Manager, yeah, a player might have 5 or 6 better jumping reach than another player, but if there's over a foot difference between the two players, it doesn't really matter. But I think what we've seen today is that jumping reach really does matter, even if there is way over a foot difference between the two players. And it looks like we're going to run away here as huge winners from 38 shots we've had in this game. This tactic maybe is a little bit overpowered potentially. I mean, genuinely, this might be one of the best performances I've ever had in Football Manager. I mean, we're up to 49 shots in this game. 51 shots we had in total. My word. Well, all we've got to do is beat Boston and then we've got an absolute clean sweep. Right, final game, win this one and we do not have to buy a Boston United shirt, which actually is probably the nicest shirt out of the 3 teams that we have faced today, out of Grimsby, Scunthorpe and Boston. But I still don't want it because they are still local rivals to Lincoln, even though they are in the National League North and Lincoln are in League 1. You never want to lose to your rivals, do you? And hopefully in the first few minutes of this game, Garrick's been put through and Garrick scores a goal. Lovely stuff. Regan Poole then with a chance to bring it down the right-hand side, plays it into Kendall, and Kendall plays it into the path of Ted Bishop, advancing forward, is brought down in the area, but the keeper comes out. Oh, and the pass falls to Jordan Garrick, and he has to do is just put it into an empty net. Too easy for us. I mean, maybe next time we have to play Hull instead. They're kind of a Lincolnshire rival. They're not quite in Lincolnshire, the other side of the Humber River, but maybe Hull have to come up next time. Or maybe we extend it to the East Midlands and get Forest, because that'd be quite difficult. I feel like we might not beat Forest with 4'11" players, but right now, with all these wins we're having, I feel on top of the world right now. Although Jordan Burrow has found himself through and has hit the post. That's the closest we've seen anyone come aside from the Grimsby goal. Mandroyo plays the ball forward to the offside Kendall, who leaves it, but we do win the ball back in midfield following a poor clearance as Garrick's been put through and cannot score his hat-trick. I really want Garrick to get his hat-trick here today. He's got 2. I'd love to see him get a 3rd as Jackson again winning headers from corners. It's unbelievable. But I'll be honest, I thought this challenge was going to be a lot more difficult than it's actually turned out to be. As once again, this time Oakley-Booth does get there at the far post. Flicked on by O'Connor at the near post. Oakley-Booth at the far post. And I guess when you're just as good at Football Manager as I am, just so good at this game, these challenges are just way too easy. So let me know down in the comment section, what challenges should I do in the future? Make them hard, because, I'm finding this one way too easy. Although Scott Pollock, formerly of #United, nearly scores a great free kick. But in the end, we've won this one 3-0, and we've won every single one of these games with 4'11" players. And most importantly, I don't have to buy a Grimsby, Scunthorpe or Boston United shirt.